What did the kiwi say to the statue?
I don't know what.
Stat you, bro?
It's time for the Children's Hour. Kids Public Radio.
Good morning, rise and shine. Good morning, rise and shine. The day is new, there's lots to do. So get up, rise and shine. Good morning, my sunshine. It's time to rise and shine. The day is new, hello to you. So come on, rise and shine. Rise and shine. It's the morning, so jump up, stretch and yawn. Rise and shine, it's a beauty. So come on, everyone, oh rise and shine. Shout good morning, wave hello to the sun. Rise and shine, oh good morning, rise and shine.
Good morning, rise and shine. Good morning, rise and shine.
The day is new, there's lots to do, so get up, rise and shine. Good morning, my sunshine.
It's time to rise and shine.
The day is new, hello to you, so come on, rise and shine. Rise and shine, it's the morning, so jump up, stretch and yawn. Rise and shine, it's a beauty, so come on, everyone, oh rise and shine. Shout good morning, wave hello to the sun. Rise and shine, oh good morning, everyone. Do 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 Rise and shine, it's the morning, so jump up, stretch and yawn. Rise and shine, it's a beauty, so come on everyone, oh rise and shine. Shout good morning, wave hello to the sun. Rise and shine, oh good morning, rise and shine. Rise and shine, oh good morning, rise and shine.
You're listening to an encore edition of the Children's Hour. That's the Itty Bitty Beats right here on the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone. I'm so glad to be with everyone today out there in listener land and the internet and right here on Zoom. Hello, everyone on the crew. And who do we have with us today?
Hi, it's Joe.
Hi, it's Daniel.
Hi, it's Sonia. Hi, it's Ethan.
Hi, it's Lucas.
Hi, it's Ollie Mae.
Hi, it's Melissa.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, everyone. I'm so excited because today's show is jam-packed with everything New Zealand. We're going to learn about the country and islands of New Zealand, Kiwi Land, and that's what we're calling this week's show. And if you really want to learn a lot more and learn along with us, go to childrenshour.org and look for this episode, Kiwi Land, and there we have posted a free learning guide, and it meets educational standards, but even more importantly, you'll learn even more and you'll have a lot of fun. So this show is going to teach us all about New Zealand with our guests from New Zealand. We've got Lucy from the Itty Bitty Beats and Claudia Robin Gunn, who is a singer-songwriter too. And both of them are educators. We can't wait to learn more. Stick with us. All the music on the show today is from New Zealand, including this one. This is Flea Bite and the Itty Bitty Beats right here on the Children's Hour.
For my fruit salad, I want pineapple. Pretty prickly pineapple. And a banana, yellow banana too. Please pick me a pineapple. Juicy, juicy pineapple. fruit salad, I want strawberries. Sweet, delicious strawberries. And a papaya, a ripe papaya too. Please send me some strawberries. Juicy, juicy strawberries. And a rock melon, they taste so heavenly. Pretty, pretty, pretty strawberries. Red and oh so summery. Juicy, juicy, juicy strawberries. 3 for you and 10 for me. Pineapple, banana, and peach. Oh, bring me a pineapple. Strawberry, papaya, and rock melon. Bring me a pineapple. Pineapple, banana, and peach. Oh, bring me a pineapple. Strawberry, papaya, and rock melon. Bring me a pineapple.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, and with us on the show today are two musicians from New Zealand. One is in the band Itty Bitty Beats, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, thank you for having me. So our band is called Itty Bitty Beats, and we have been making music since 2014, and we have a bunch of albums and singles, and we do shows and make music videos, and we just kind of make fun music for kids.
And the other is performer, songwriter, educator Claudia Robin Gunn.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Claudia, tell me about your work a little bit.
I've been writing music for kiddies ever since I had kids. And I started out making lullabies. And then since then, as my kids got bigger, I started getting really interested in science with all the things they learned at school. So I've been working on a bunch of different kind of songs to help kids learn about space and learn about the weather and seasons. And I'm making a new album at the moment all about sea creatures.
We're so happy you're on the Children's Hour with us. And we invited you on the show today because no one really knows anything about New Zealand unless you live there. And I remember I was pretty old when I finally figured out exactly where New Zealand is on the globe. Lily Mae, can you describe where it is on the globe?
It's like on the bottom, almost to the side and under Australia.
Yes.
Excellent.
Is New Zealand an island?
It's 3 islands. There's a North Island and a South Island, and then there's a tiny wee dot down the bottom called Stewart Island.
Ooh, do people live on Stewart Island?
It's mostly a national park. So New Zealand is not only 3 big islands. We're really an archipelago, and we have lots of tiny offshore islands.
Is there endangered species in New Zealand?
Yes, mostly we have birds in New Zealand because we're an island. The only creatures that evolved here predominantly are birds. So one of the really beautiful but highly endangered species that only has about 10 breeding pairs left is the taraiti, or the New Zealand fairy tern. But before, there used to be many, many more amazing and fascinating birds in New Zealand, including the moa. They looked a little bit like an ostrich, but bigger. And they were basically, because we had no big mammals, the moa were one of the dominant kind of bird giants of New Zealand. Them plus a fantastically huge giant eagle called the Haast eagle, just 2 of the incredible, I guess, adaptations that used to live in this part of the world.
And then we have to talk about the kiwi bird.
So we're referred to as Kiwis because there is a kiwi bird. It's about the size of a chicken, but they're endangered.
There are 5 species of kiwi. So they're all different, like some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, some of them have got spots. They have an incredible sense of smell that they smell with their nostrils at the end of their beak. And as Lucy mentioned, they're endangered. So there's about 68,000 left, but that's not really that many because they're in danger from rats, dogs, cats, even the possums, because the possums steal their eggs. They came to New Zealand and discovered they had no predators and they could just go crazy and take over our forests, which they kind of have. So they're one of the predators that are dangerous for our kiwi.
What measures are being taken to protect the kiwi bird?
Oh, that's a great question. What's cool is we have a park. So what they do is they have a few spaces where they net off a forest and they have a double gate system. So you can go in, but it doesn't let any cats or possums or rats in. And you can go in and you can walk through the little forest area and there are kiwi in there, but they're protected because they've kind of got like netting around and keeping things safe and gating things off. And they also have breeding things set up for trying to get more kiwi to breed and to have more eggs and new little hatchlings, which is lovely. How about you, Claudia? Do you know any more about that?
I know I've heard about the breeding programs, both those predator-free spaces that they build, on the mainland but gated. They also use a lot of our offshore islands, and it's easier to get rid of all the predators on a small island and keep them out, and then make those little islands bird sanctuaries. So that is part of the plan for protecting our kiwi. And there's a lot of community and government and business support to really protect the kiwi and bring them back from the brink.
Wow. We're learning all about New Zealand today on the Children's Hour with our guests from the Itty Bitty Beats, Lucy and Claudia Robin Gunn, who is a musician, singer, songwriter, performer as well. We'll be right back.
Kiwi, kiwi, I'm a little brown kiwi, kiwi. I make a sound like kiwi, kiwi. I'm a little brown bird. Kiwi, kiwi, I'm a little brown kiwi, kiwi. I make a sound like kiwi, kiwi. I'm a little brown bird. In the nighttime I go hunting, snuffling worms and bugs. Yum, 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 yum. I love eating grubs. In the daytime you won't find me, I am sleeping snug. Kiwi, kiwi, I'm a little brown kiwi, kiwi. I make a sound like kiwi, kiwi. I'm a little brown bird. Hunting, snuffling worms and bugs. Yum, 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 yum. I love eating grubs. In the daytime you won't find me, I am sleeping snug. Kiwi, kiwi, I'm a little brown kiwi, kiwi. I make a sound like kiwi, kiwi. I'm a little brown bird. I'm a little brown bird. I'm a little brown bird.
In New Zealand, there are more than 5 times as many sheep as people, with about 5 million people and about 26 million sheep. The first people to arrive in New Zealand were the Maori, and their beautiful language is called Te Reo Maori. The Maori name for New Zealand is Aotearoa, which translates to the land of the long white cloud. In New Zealand, people can see the southern lights, which are similar to the northern lights at the North Pole. These are caused by ionized magnetic particles in our atmosphere near our poles. If you live close enough to the South Pole, you can see the southern lights. The Maori people saw the southern lights as campfires of their ancestors, who had sailed southward in their canoes and settled on a land of ice in the far south. Those southern lights let people know that one day those ancestors will return. There's a very similar Algonquin story like this in North America. New Zealand is volcanic, and it's prone to earthquakes since it lies on the boundary of the Australian and Pacific tectonic plates. It's the largest above sea level part of Zealandia, which is a microcontinent. It's about half the size of Australia, and it broke away from the Gondwanan supercontinent about 83 million years ago. Because of this, the plants and animals of the islands are completely unique. You can learn a lot about New Zealand in our updated and digitalized learning guide. It's posted at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Kiwi Land.
Blue whales, sperm whales, humpbacks and sei whales, Brutus whales, minke whales, grey and southern right whales, dusky dolphins and Maui dolphins, Hector's dolphins too, bottlenose dolphins, common dolphins, pilot whales, orca too. In the sea around the islands of Aotearoa, swimming around and diving down, nearly half the world's whales and dolphins are found in our water. Wouldn't you like to hear the sound? Blue whales, sperm whales, humpbacks and sei whales, Brutus whales, minke whales, grey and southern right whales, dusky dolphins and Maui dolphins, Hector's dolphins too, bottlenose dolphins, common dolphins, pilot whales, orca too. If we want to keep the whales and dolphins safe here, swimming around and diving down, gotta quiet down the ocean so they can hear the songs they make. Wouldn't you like to hear the sound? Blue whales, sperm whales, humpbacks and sei whales, Brutus whales, minke whales, grey and southern right whales, dusky dolphins and Maui dolphins, Hector's dolphins too, bottlenose dolphins, common dolphins, pilot whales, orca too.
Claudia Robin Gunn is our guest today, and that's her Whales and Dolphins of Aotearoa song. She's also in the background from her Little Wild Universe CD, and in the background of my New Zealand facts was Ian Farrington with Now is the Hour. That's an instrumental that is based on a traditional New Zealand song. And before that, you heard Kiwi by Chanel and Friends, from a CD called The Little Green Turtle and Other Songs for Kids. Today in the Children's Hour, we're learning about New Zealand, the country of New Zealand, the land of New Zealand, the people of New Zealand. And we have a lot more conversation coming up with our guests, Lucy Hiku and Claudia Robin Gunn. If you'd like to learn more about New Zealand, or if you think that kids you know would like to learn more about New Zealand, and this is especially for all the educators listening, we have a learning guide posted with this episode. Just look for this episode at childrenshour.org. It's called Kiwi Land.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio. We'll be right back.
The Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated. We're a New Mexico-based nonprofit organization supported by listeners just like you. Learn more about us at childrenshour.org. National Hispanic Cultural Center, a division of the New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs, supports the Children's Hour. Learn more at nhcc.org. Support for the Children's Hour is provided by Electric Playhouse. Learn more at electricplayhouse.com.
I like all of the podcasts because they help me learn a lot. I'm Brooklyn Elder from Albuquerque.
Find hundreds of educational podcasts at childrenshour.org or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Look for the Children's Hour.
Tiki woke up early one morning. He heard a bird singing outside his window. He looked out and saw the bird sitting on a flax flower. He thought it sang beautifully. "Look, Mum," he said when she came to get him out of bed. "What's that bird out there?" Hevia, his mother, looked out the window. "Why, that's a tui. How lovely. There used to be a lot of tui, then they went away. Now they are coming back." "Who would be ringing at this hour?" said Mum, and she hurried off to answer the phone. Tiki's house was full of noise. There was a phone that went, "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep." The alarm clock that crowed like a rooster, "Cock-a-doodle-doo." His mum, dad's and sister Penny's mobile phones made sounds like bells. Ding, ding, ding. There was their computer that clicked, whirred and hummed when Mum worked on it. Click, click, whir, hum. There was the sound of the kettle. It whistled every time it boiled. Whoo! There was the hoover that went, "Huh." And when Dad pushed the remote to unlock his car, it made this noise. Da-da-da-da-da-da! The next morning, Tiki woke early again. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep. Who would ring at this hour? Someone answer it, please. Bring, bring, bleep, bleep. Answer the phone," called Mum. "Mum, come into my room," called Tiki. "Quickly, Mum." His mother went into Tiki's room. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep. Who's got the phone?" she said. "Listen, Mum, and look." Tiki pointed out the window. Sitting on the flax flower was the tui. It sang and made this noise. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep." "Why, that bird is copying the sound of our phone," said Mum. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep," rang the bird. It didn't stop. All day and late into the evening it called loudly like a phone. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep." "I wish that bird would shut up," said Mum. "It's driving me mad," said Dad. The next morning, the alarm clock went off earlier than usual. Cock-a-doodle-doo! "Hey, who set the alarm for so early? It's only 5 o'clock. I'm still tired," called Tiki's older sister Penny. Then it sounded as if the phone rang. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep." "Mum, come and look and listen to this," called Tiki. His mother went into his room and Tiki pointed out the window. Sitting on the flax bush were 2 tui. One sang like a phone and the other crowed like a rooster. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep. Cock-a-doodle-doo." They sang like alarm clocks and telephones all day. Mum frowned as the birds dived and swooped around the house. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep, cock-a-doodle-doo," they went. The next day, there was a 3rd tui outside Tiki's window. It sounded like a mobile phone. "Ding, ding, ding," it went. The next day, there was a 4th tui. It clicked, whirred and hummed like a computer. Click, click, whir, hum. On the next day, there was a 5th tui that whistled like a boiling kettle. Whoo! On the 6th day, there was another tui. It went like a hoover. The 7th tui made a noise like Dad's remote when he unlocked his car. Da-da-da-da-da-da! The birds flew around the house day after day making these noises. They began before sunrise and didn't stop until after sunset. "Bring, bring, bleep, bleep, cock-a-doodle-doo, ting, 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 click, click, whir, hum, hoo-ha, da-da-da-da-da-da." Mum looked sick. Dad covered his ears all the time and Penny said, "If those birds don't shut up soon, I'll shift out." Tiki said, "I've got a headache." One morning, Dad and Mum were surprised. When they woke up, they didn't hear the usual bring, bring, bleep, bleep, cock-a-doodle-doo, ting, 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 click, click, wah-hum-hoo-ha, da-da-da-da-da-da. What they heard was beautiful music playing outside. Why, that's Mozart, said Dad. My favourite musician. The music changed not long after sunrise. Around the house drifted the sound of reggae. That's good music, said Mum. Where's it coming from, said Dad. They looked outside and saw the tui softly singing Mozart and reggae as they sat on the flax flower or dived and raced around. Well, I never, said Mum. I did that, said Tiki. How do you mean? I got Dad's old cassette player and played yours and Dad's favourite music to the tui, and they copied it. That's what they are singing now. From then on, the tui sometimes gathered outside Tiki's window and sang Mozart's music and reggae. Sometimes they just sang their own songs. We're lucky to have such beautiful music, said Mum. Yes, we are, said Tiki. For an 8-year-old, I have good ideas. Yes, you do, said Mum.
We went floating down the river, floating down the river. Floating down the river, floating down the river. Us two kids in a blow-up tube, Mommy and Daddy in a blue canoe. Floating down the river today. All the birds were singing, all the birds were singing. All the birds were singing, all the birds were singing. A tui and a duck and a fantail too. Tweet, tweet, quack, quack. Floating down the river today. Then we began to wobble, we began to wobble. Oh, we began to wobble, we began to wobble. But it's okay, we're just being silly. We got life jackets and we're real good swimmers. Floating down the river today. We stopped on the bank and jumped in the water. Stopped on the bank and jumped in the water. It felt so good, splishing and a splashing. The dog jumped in and we all started laughing. Floating down the river today. And then we had fish and chips for dinner, fish and chips for dinner. Fish and chips for dinner, fish and chips for dinner. All wrapped up in a newspaper package. Smells so good I can't wait to unwrap it. Floating down the river today. And then we started getting real sleepy. 'Cause you know what it's like when you've had a big day in the sun and you got a pocket full of food. It's tiring work. Tucked in bed and we started dreaming. Tucked in bed and we started dreaming. All about the birds in the water and the blow-up tube, the cheeky little dog and the fish and chips too. Floating down the river today.
Floating Down the River is a new single by Simon Stanley, a New Zealander. And that story was Tiki and the Tui. That was by Apriana Taylor, who also voiced it. And that was produced by Radio New Zealand from a collection called The Best of Storytime. Today's show comes with a learning guide. We're pretty excited about it. It helps you learn more about our topics. You can find this episode's learning guide at childrenshour.org. Look for the episode Kiwi Land. You're listening to the Children's Hour. We're learning about New Zealand with our guest, Claudia Robin Gunn, who is a singer and songwriter and performer in New Zealand, and Lucy Hiku, who's one of two in the band Itty Bitty Beats.
What would you recommend people do when they're at New Zealand?
That is such a good question. There are so many beautiful places to go. Claudia, how do we choose?
Okay, let's choose one thing from the North Island, one thing from the South Island. You go first, Lucy.
In the top of the South Island, there's a place called Golden Bay, and it is so beautiful, and it's a bunch of really beautiful beaches with golden sand and really just sweet locations with a forest and beach and mountains and places to walk, and it's so nice. And it wasn't until I went overseas that I realized how lucky we are in New Zealand, because there's always, because of the way that our islands are, there's always a mountain close by, a forest, a beach, a river, a lake. There's always something very close by wherever you are in New Zealand. But that is my absolute favorite place in New Zealand. And what I love about it is when you go to the beach, you feel like it's crowded because there might be 3 other people there. That's what the beaches are like in New Zealand. They're never crowded because there are enough beaches to go around. How about you, Claudia?
So in the North Island, Te Kākāpō, there is a giant lake. It was a volcano, and it was one of the biggest eruptions probably that the world has ever seen many thousands of years ago. And what it left behind is a caldera, which is like a gigantic hole which filled in with water. So it's a huge lake. You can see it from space, and it's called Lake Taupo. And around the lake, there are places you can swim where it's warm because there's geothermal activity which heats up the water like a hot spring. And you can sit in a stream that's bubbling like a spa pool. Then you can also go water skiing on the lake. You can ride mountain bikes in a beautiful forest nearby to Taupo. That would be my pick for a North Island experience in New Zealand.
And neither one of you mentioned Hobbiton, which of course is the American vision of what New Zealand looks like. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit were filmed in New Zealand, and they actually made a little Hobbit town, which you can go visit in New Zealand. We're posting pictures to childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Kiwi Music.
What's New Zealand like?
That it wasn't until I went overseas that I realized what made New Zealand special. We're generally very friendly people. We smile at strangers on the street. I realized when I went to Germany that not everybody does that. When you say hello to a stranger, they think you're a bit strange. And as I was saying, because of the way our islands are, we're always very close to a beach, very close to a mountain or a stream or a lake. You don't ever have to drive very far to get to anything like that. What else would you say, Claudia?
I would say that I don't know that you'd know you're on an island. It's not like a tiny desert island. It's not like going to the South Pacific where there's palm trees everywhere. You know, New Zealand is quite big, and when you're here, might take you how many hours? Like 8 to 10 hours to drive all the way from the top to the bottom of the North Island. So when you're here, it's quite a big island, and the weather changes a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about the weather a little bit. Do you have deserts? Does it get cold? Do you have snow?
In the South Island, we have a lot of snow in winter. We have got alpine regions which have snow all year round, whereas from Auckland north, we get into really almost sort of subtropical climate and plants. But the weather changes a lot generally because we're surrounded by sea. The winds blow through. So you might go out in the morning and it's sunny, and by lunchtime you need to have a raincoat. So you always have to be prepared when you live here.
And your weather is backwards from us. Your seasons are backwards from us.
That's right.
You're listening to the Children's Hour. We're learning about New Zealand with our friends Lucy and Claudia. They're from New Zealand. They're musicians. This is a song that all New Zealand school children know, done here by Annika Moa from her CD Songs for Bubba's Volume 2. Ahakama, how we learn how to pronounce vowels in Maori, right here on the Children's Hour.
Akamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Akamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Shh. Everyone, can you sing it quietly now? Akamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Okay, everyone, now let's sing it loud. Ahakamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Okay, now let's go back to singing it quietly. Ahakamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Ahakamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O hoko mona pora tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pora tawanga wha. Ahakamana para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. O tupu tupu tupu. A e I o u. Oh, there goes Mr. Tunny Farr. Oh, join the name. Oh, come on, para tawanga wha. E heke mene pere te winga whi. E heke mene pere te winga whi. Oh, come on, para tawanga wha. A e I o u. Ukamuna pura, I will eat you. Oh, nah, just take it not. Ukamuna pura, I will eat you. Oh, get out of it. Ukamuna pura, I will eat you. Oh my God, don't eat me. Ukamuna pura, tawanga wha. Ukamuna pura, tawanga wha. Ukamuna pura, tawanga wha. Funny.
That's Claudia Robin Gunn in the background with Stars Dreaming About Stars. She's one of our guests today on the Children's Hour, along with Lucy Hiku from Itty Bitty Beats. We're learning about their homeland, New Zealand. In our episode, we call that Kiwi Land, and you can find a learn-along guide that helps you learn even more about the magnificent place of New Zealand. Find it at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Kiwi Land.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio. We'll be right back.
Thanks to the Outpost Performance Space in Albuquerque, New Mexico for hosting the Children's Hour. Support for the Children's Hour is provided by United Way of North Central New Mexico. Support provided by the City of Albuquerque and the Urban Enhancement Trust Fund. Bernalillo County is a proud supporter of the Children's Hour. Many thanks to the users at tokenibis.org who direct funds to the Children's Hour every week. Keep up with the Children's Hour and subscribe to our monthly newsletter at childrenshour.org. That's Kath B. And she's one of the many New Zealanders we're playing today on the Children's Hour. We're here learning about New Zealand with our friends Claudia Robin Gunn and Lucy Hiku. Claudia Robin Gunn is a musician and educator. Lucy Hiku is also a musician, and she's part of a duo called Itty Bitty Beats. And you can learn a lot more about New Zealand in our episode called Kiwi Land. Find it at childrenshour.org. The kids still have a lot of questions for you.
How many different languages are there in New Zealand?
New Zealand is highly multicultural. It's kind of a melting pot here.
Most people speak English, but the two official languages are New Zealand Sign Language, which is a little bit different from your ASL, and Te Reo Māori. So Māori is the language of Indigenous people that live in New Zealand. So my husband and children are Māori, so we speak a bit of Māori and English at home. So if you'd like to learn how to say hello in Māori, we would say kia ora, which is kia ora, which means be well. So kia ora.
Do you roll the R like R?
So it's kind of like a fast D. Kia ora.
Anybody else want to try it?
Kia ora. Beautiful.
Since your family is Maori, can you tell us a little bit about what Maori culture is like?
Yeah, that's a lovely question. The Maori culture is beautiful meeting houses called marae, and that is where people gather together and have special occasions. You may have seen that we play a lot of rugby, and before the rugby match, you may have seen some of the rugby teams do a haka beforehand. It's like a display of strength, perhaps, and it's quite a beautiful thing to do.
Here's what that sounds like. This is the New Zealand Singers.
Ringa pakia, waiwa takahia.
A really strong part of the culture is performing arts. So the kapa haka culture is not just doing the haka as they do before a rugby game, which has become a very strong New Zealand tradition. There is also a lot of child-friendly music, such as like the rako sticks. Lucy, is that right?
Yeah. So the rako sticks, you create a rhythm and you swap the sticks with each other as we sing. And there's also poi, which is like a soft ball on a string, and you swing them together and you create a rhythm as you do so. So they can spin and you can do quite complex dances, I would say, and it accompanies the music. So it kind of brings rhythm and movement. It's beautiful.
Spin your poi high.
Spin
your poi low. Spin your poi fast. Spin your poi slow. Now spin yourself round and round. Stamp your feet on the ground. Ooh. Spin your poi high. Spin your poi low. Spin your poi fast. Spin your poi slow. Now spin yourself round and round. Stamp your feet on the ground. Stop and take a breath. Tahi, dua, toru, catch. Oh, when I spin my poi, I feel free. Oh, rere ngā poi kiru ngā ki te rangi. Spin your poi near.
Rere te poi kia tata.
Spin your poi far.
Rere te poi ki kona.
Spin your poi through the sky like a shooting star.
Rere mata ko kiri e.
Now spin yourself round and round. Stamp your feet on the ground. Ooh. Spin your poi knee.
Kia tata.
Spin your poi fa.
Ki kona.
Spin your poi through the sky like a
Mata ko
shooting star.
kiri.
Now spin yourself round and round. Stamp your feet on the ground. Stop and take a breath. Tahi, rua, toru, catch. Oh, when I spin my poi, I feel free. Oh, rere ngā poi ki runga ki te rangi. Up, up, up,
Ki runga.
up, up,
Ki runga.
down, down, down.
Ki raro.
Down, down, down.
Ki raro.
Near, near, near.
Kia tata.
Near, near, near.
Kia tata.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ki kona.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ki kona.
Oh, when I spin my poi, I feel down, down, down. I feel free.
Ki raro. Kia tata.
Near, near, near.
Kia tata.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ki kona.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ki kona.
Spin Your Poi is a whole lot of New Zealand artists on that one. And so they called themselves as a collective Spin Poi. It's a single. We've been learning about New Zealand on the Children's Hour this whole hour with our friends Claudia Robin Gunn and Lucy Hiku. And it's just been such a pleasure to have you. Lucy, I feel like we can't really let you go until we hear something from you in Maori that would be a normal thing for you to say to listeners of a radio show.
Oh, so we would often, like as a greeting, so we've said kia ora, which is sort of to be well, but we would also say tēnā koutou katoa, which is like greeting all of you, or ngā mihi nui kia koutou, so greetings to all of you. So when we say tēnā koutou katoa, it sort of means there you are. And we would probably talk about waiata. So waiata is the word for song. So do you want to try saying waiata? Waiata. Waiata.
Waiata.
Beautiful.
I love it. Here in New Mexico, New Zealand certainly feels like it's on the other side of the planet. And that's because it is. Right now, we're talking to our friends Claudia and Lucy, who are living in New Zealand, and it's already tomorrow. Is there anything you'd like to share with those of us stuck in the past? I don't think you need to give us a warning or anything, but is there something we should know since you're always ahead of us by a whole day?
So what I can tell you is it's already a really beautiful day. So put a big smile on because something great's going to happen today. You can feel it. It's already happening.
You're listening to the Children's Hour. Our guests have been Lucy Hiku and Claudia Robin Gunn. They're both musicians from New Zealand. We've got lots of links and pictures and other things posted at childrenshour.org, including a learning guide for this episode. Look for Kiwi Land. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We are kaitiaki of Papatuanuku, the guardians of Mother Earth, our whenua. She's our gift bestowed upon us from Atua. She's our mana, she's our ihi, she's our ha. She gives us trees that help us breathe. Hakiroto, hakiwaho. Trees in the forests and jungles too. There are trees that give us food. There Arahuarako, and trees with nga puti puti too. We are kaitiaki of Papatuanuku, the guardians of Mother Earth, our Whenua. She's our gift bestowed upon us from Atua. She's our mana, she's our ihi, she's our ha. She's our mountain, she's our valleys, she's our desert and our countryside. She holds our awa and our moana. She gives us food within the earth. It's our hua whenua. She's our Mother Earth, Papatuanuku. We are kaitiaki of Papatuanuku, the guardians of Mother Earth, our Whenua. She's our gift bestowed upon us from Atua. She's our mana, she's our ihi, she's our ha. Nā te kore, ko te pō, nā te pō ko te ao marama. Ko rangi nui, kei runga, ko Papatuanuku, kei raro. Nā te kore, ko te pō, nā te pō ko te ao marama. Ko rangi nui, kei runga, ko Papatuanuku, kei raro. Ko Papatuanuku, kei raro. We are kaitiaki of Papatuanuku, our guardians, our Mother Earth, our Whenua. She's our gift bestowed upon us from Atua. She's our mama, she's our ihi, she's our
She's our mana, she's our ihi, she's our ha.
Guardians of Papatuanuku is Loopy Tunes preschool music out of New Zealand. We've been learning about New Zealand on the Children's Hour today. I hope you learned a lot. Come visit us at childrenshour.org and let us know what you think. Let's go out with some Anna Van Riel. This is sung in Maori.
Whakarongo mai, whakarongo mai. Tahiru e toru wha. Whakarongo mai, haere mai, kei te pēhia koe, kei te pai. Whakarongo mai, haere mai, kei te pēhia koe, kei te pai. Clap your hands, stamp your feet. Paki, paki, takahia to the beat. Clap your hands, stamp your feet. Paki, paki, takahia to the beat. Listen to me, come closer to me. How are you today? I'm happy as can be. Listen to me, come closer to me. How are you today? I'm happy as can be.
The Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated, a New Mexico nonprofit.
Our show was written by Katie Stone with lots of help from all of us on the kids crew.
You can find photos, links, learn-along guides, and more about us at childrenshour.org.
This episode of the Children's Hour was written by me, Katie Stone, with help from our senior producer, Christina Stella. Lorraine Archibald writes our learn-along guides.
Find our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts or go to our patreon.com/The Children's Hour.
Or ask your smart speaker to play the Children's Hour podcast.
We post our photos and more on Instagram and Facebook. Find us at TCH Radio.
Our theme music was written by C.K. Barlow.
The Children's Hour is distributed by PRX and by the Pacifica Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio.